viewers. You're welcome to today's edition of Now Streaming. I am your anchor, Smart Simon. Viewers, we look forward to having you join us on the show today as we discuss trending news and issues affecting us. With me in the studio are Comrade Virgin Oyenze, a former official of the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS. And also with us in the studio today is Arakunre Femi Adefemiwa, a political analyst. You're welcome, sirs.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Viewers, let's get into the trending news of today, Tuesday, 3rd of August, 2021. And we are starting with something Nigeria is used to, and that has to do with nationwide strike. Residents, doctors, shun stranded patients. Patients across the nation were left stranded on Monday due to commencements of the nationwide strike by the doctors. Arakun Reza. There we go again.
Yes. It's something that we are all familiar with. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be so. Government will meet with trade unions like this, the Nigerian Union of medical doctors or something. There's a branch of the medical,
doctors,
yes. And issues will be put on the table, it will be discussed, and purportedly an agreement will be reached. You will hug, you sign, you go back to the ministry will go back to their ministry, the doctors will go back to their various places. And at the end of the day, an agreement that was supposed to be implemented 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months, nothing will happen. It will be there for another 2 years, 3 years, until the doctors will come back, or any trade union for that matter, will come back to say, we are not going to take this one again. We are going to go on strike. Then the government will now start scrabbling up and down and so on and so forth. It's an extension of the type of leadership, type of government we have. Bad governance. There's no doubt about that. It should not be happening. It is not that trade unions don't go on strike or protest, whatever. It happens all over the world. In France, in UK, and so on and so forth. But for goodness sake, in our own case, it is too endemic. Medical, educational, just name it. Name it. I will not be surprised one day if the Nigerian Army will say, sorry, we are no more going to do anything.
Comrade Virgins, when are we going to get it right? When are we going to stop strike entirely in this country? Do you see it possible in the near future?
But with the current system, I'm afraid, I don't think it's going to end soon. With the system of the kind of governance the APC present government is leaving us with. I'm afraid, sir, I don't see it ending soon, because I find it so bitter that in this century we'll still be talking about health issues, like for crying out loud. This is the time we need to be talking about technology, the better ways of doing things, that will be going backward, still talking about things that we ought to have outgrown in this current dispensation. So I don't know, sir. I am afraid, because with the way it's going, we still have a long way to go in the health sector. Because even our what's it called, the budget allocation for the health and whatever ministry for this year by the federal government is so low. You'll be looking at smaller countries having giving their health ministries a better allocation to for them to be able to get every necessary things right done in the health sector of those countries. But you find out that in Nigeria, it is not like that. We are going backward in the health sector, and it's very, very bad. I must say this, that the APC government are not doing well.
And we are still seeing our president and ministers, government officials going abroad for medical tourism.
Yeah.
We can fix our own health sector. I wonder when was the last time you will hear the Queen or the Prime Minister of
Traveling
Britain
to other countries.
traveling to United States.
Yeah, for medical checkup.
It can happen.
Absolutely.
It can happen. So everybody will want to try as much as possible. My country must get it right. Whatever I need, it has to be with. That is patriotism, right?
Yeah.
Ensuring that everything is working on fine. But we're yet to get there. Well, we won't lose hope. I don't want to lose hope for Nigeria. I'm sure that we will get it right sometime.
Yeah, someday, somehow.
Of course, we'll get it right. We are very optimistic.
Yeah.
But with this system now, presently, no, I can't.
I mean, you can imagine during the First Republic, Saudi king once came to University of Ibadan teaching hospital for medical tourism.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can you
I
imagine?
felt it.
Yeah,
Good old days.
yeah, good old days. But you can now imagine.
All right, so let's move to another trending news, and this is a sad one. Plateau killings, 17 deaths, 85 buildings burned. And this report is coming from the Commissioner of Police. The Commissioner of Police in Plateau, Mr. Edward Egboka, has said that 17 people were killed and 85 buildings burned in the recent attacks in Bassa and Rion local government area of the state. So, let me start with a young man.
Wow.
Comrade.
It's quite disturbing. I must say that the government in Plateau, the government of the Plateau state, is not really helping matters. And I think the youths, I'm not surprised that they are just waking up now, because what they are doing now is what they would have done before now. With the protests of, I think they are with the protest tag.
Yeah, this will lead us to the story of the protest.
Yeah, I think they are just doing. I mean, they're just waking up now, because before now they would have done this protest and then put the government on the spot to make them understand that we understand that we are seeing everything that is going on wrong, and we want to let you know that we are not happy with what is happening. But I thank God they are doing that now. It's quite disturbing, because this has been happening not just in Plateau State, but why this is a matter of concern now is because of the number. Will I say it's much, like in a day you will just hear killings of 100 and something, 200, and as if human beings are no more human beings, as if our lives is nothing again, as if we're just animals. You can just kill people and people will keep quiet and they won't say anything about it. So, it's a bad one. It's a bad one. I just feel God will help us.
So let me add this story so that Arakunre will comment. Community leader puts recovered bodies at 43 in Plateau clashes. Many people were feared killed on Monday following renewed violence in the Bassa local government area of the state of Plateau State. Recorded the clashes between some Fulani herdsmen and the indigenous Iragwe ethnic nationality had left no fewer than 13 persons killed from both sides, and over 200 houses set ablaze between Saturday and Monday. Yes, sir.
It's, if you ask me, I mean, I will look at it more like globally.
Okay.
The problem in Plateau has always been there, even right from First Republic. It has always been a problem between the Fulani and the ethnic groups. not only in Basa, all over Plateau. It has always been there. But it's now compounded recently by what I would call transnational movement of the Fulanis. It's also compounded by the economic problem. Because when you look at it, it's not only ethnic, it's also economic. Why do I say it's economic? The farmers in Plateau, the Fulani herdsmen will want to graze their herds. The farmers will not allow their goods, to be eaten up by the herdsmen. It has always been there. And the question is that why should it take decades for us to get it sorted out? It is not. I would like to differ a little bit that it's not. I wouldn't say the problem of the government of Plateau State. It is the government. The problem of the government of Nigeria to have this thing sorted out. Sure. And in as much as we continue to go this way, the insecurity level in the country will continue to deteriorate to a point that it might be everybody to himself, which is actually happening over there now. I have to defend my life. You can't. That's exactly what is happening. That's why you have people killing. The killing is from both sides anyway. It's not just only one. The Fulanis will kill and they also will retaliate, and it's been on and on and on and on and on. It's shameful.
And you see, sir, both of them need each other. What do I mean? The Fulani man will not eat only his cow.
Okay.
And the farmer will not only eat his own farm produce.
Yeah.
You need some little bit of meat to garnish whatever you're cooking.
Sure. Yeah.
And for proper diet. And also the Fulani man, you will need the protein, and of course the farm produce, the corn or yam or whatever, for you to be able to have a balanced diet. So why can't they work hand in hand and ensure that they avoid all this conflict, and then help each other? You do your own, I do my own, and then we exchange whatever we have from our produce. Both of them are farmers, really.
Yeah, sure.
So I don't know why these things will continue. Because if you say farmers should go away, only you should be there, it doesn't make any sense. So, like Arakunre have said, the federal government will really need to do something about it. But I don't think the federal government is ready to do anything. Because in the 21st century, the federal government is still going back to look for gazette, to look for, what do they call now, grazing route, and all that. When in other countries of the world,
thinking about
they are doing ranching and it's yielding more. And I discovered that the population of cows in this country is not even compared to other countries. We are not among the top 10 countries.
Even the smaller Holland.
You understand? They have more.
Yeah.
They now export their meats and milk to other countries, and it's giving them so much money.
Yeah.
How much are we exporting from meat and milk in Nigeria that we cannot actually solve the problem? So it is not actually the population of the cows.
They can solve it.
It's just because I think certain people want to dominate, want to take over certain places and all that.
You have just hit the nail on the head. You have the Fulanis that are claiming that they own even Jos on its own. And that has always been the problem. Yeah. And the federal government went ahead to even create local government specifically, like Just North, I think, is it Just North? Is basically the Fulani people. And the people, the ethnic nationalists are saying, look, you don't just import people and drop them here and say, oh, this is your own place. This is our land. It has always been our ancestral land. If you're going to come here, it has to be an agreement between us. You are not coming here to lord it over us. We don't have any problem that you can leave. Fine. Do whatever you want to do. But for goodness sake, do it properly.
I must say, I must say there is a need for dialogue let me align my thoughts with that of Daddy here, saying the federal government also have a role to play in this, because one of our former head of state once said that once insecurity or killings persist for more than a year or as expected,
no, 24 hours.
24 hours. I'm just giving them the long rope. 24 hours that they know the problem and the cause of the problem, that if they want to sort it out, they are ready to do it. They want to do it. So Daddy is right in that.
So you see, you can only dialogue with people who are willing to dialogue and who are willing to solve the problem. But if you have people who are not willing, they have their own mindset. No matter how you dialogue, your dialogue will mean nothing, because after the dialogue, they can still go back and do whatever they want to do. So that's the point. Right now, let's move to NYSC. The federal government post 1,800 corps members to bandits plague Zamfara. Sir, will you want, after training your child, and then he has finished from university, and only for him to be posted to places like Zamfara and Maiduguri, Borno State, where there are problems?
It's callous. That's what I would say. Extremely callous. I mean, there's nothing sacrosanct about posting corps members to a place where you're going to put their lives in danger. Why should you do that? Why don't you sort out the problem now? We know what is happening. We know the kidnapping of hundreds of school children, not to talk of individuals. And you are now posting 1,800 corps members to go to Zamfara too, and other areas that are, normally that should not have happened. I don't know what the government is I don't know why they're trying to do that. It's like a denier to me. I see it as a denier. Like, nothing is happening in Zamfara. It's free. It's safe. So people go there. That's exactly what is happening. It is denial. But denial is, to me, is stupidity, because everybody knows, not only in Nigeria, that Zamfara itself is a place that should be a no-go area. It should be a no-go area.
Yes, comrade.
Yeah, NYSC.
Luckily enough,
NYSC.
none. In the spirit of none.
NYSC first was founded by former head of state, His Excellency General Yakubu Gowon, for a good purpose, to after the Civil War, to deconstruct, rehabilitate, and for unity purpose, for the sake of unity, to entrench unity, and also for nation building and for love. Let me put it that way. But because of the insecurity we are having today, I must say the purpose why that was founded, it's no more useful. And sending out youth corps members to these places, well, you know that it's not safe for them. It's not a good idea, for crying out loud. I am of the view that if you know that this place is not safe, why sending people there? Because you can't put your children in those areas, for crying out loud. Because of safety, I must say we need to stop or jettison taking the youth, because there is no father or mother that will be happy after training their children or their wards for 4, 5, 7 years. They will now allow you carry their children to a place where they are not even sure or guarantee of their safety, or after the 1 year they will come back to their houses in peace. So taking them to that place is not a good idea.
Yeah, taking them there is you putting them in harm's way.
Yes,
in harm's way.
In harm's way. They are not safe.
All right, so let's move to the breaking news. The breaking news, but not on the story now. Breaking news on the replacement of Abakari. Tunji Disu replaces Abakari as head of intelligence response team. We are all aware of the hula baloo of these problems that has been trending this past week. So quickly, if we can comment on that before we go on a short break. What do you see this move? How do you see this move of replacing Abakari?
Yeah, it's fantastic. There shouldn't be a vacuum. I mean, Abakari would have been killed or died in an accident or so. So it's not indispensable. Yeah. So if something so worthy like that, a super corps, put it that way, as we believe then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a super. Let's say was a super cop, as we know. But he wanted to live the good life.
Of course.
I'm not a judge. I'm not, but he actually, mixing up with people that normally should not have.
That he's still a super cop until he's until the court of competent jurisdiction.
Yes, our super cop. He loved the world so much that he wants to mingle with people that will give him a lot of money and so on and so forth. So to say, goes the allegation.
Yeah,
it's still an allegation. But from seriously, yeah. You should step aside, which has been done.
Yeah, for proper investigation.
And that place cannot wait. An institution cannot wait for an individual. It's a system.
Yeah.
And the one that's a break in the system, you are breaking the whole thing. So, fantastic. I've heard about this Tunji guy.
Yeah.
I know he's too. It's maybe we start calling him Super Cop from tomorrow.
When I saw Abakari in Obi Kubana's mom's burial, I frown at it. But some people were like, look, as a cop, you need to mingle with all manner of people to be able to. It's an intelligent unit, okay? Yeah. Intelligent response team. So that will make you to be able to have all the information, and then you can
know how to act on it.
So what do you think?
Yes, first of all, let me commend and appreciate the doggedness of the Inspector General of Police, Baba Kali Usman. I am so happy because once issues like this is happening, you are being indicted of a particular crime or whatever, the first thing the government ought to do is to suspend you, wait, and proceed for proper investigation into the matter. Because all these public offices it's a public office. You understand? So you don't just insist that because you are related to this person, is my in-law, is my relation, let them still stay there. Like several issues and several cases we have in this country that they will indict someone, and the government or the president will still insist that that person will remain there. Yeah. So in this one, honestly speaking, when the government do the right thing,
this is how government should behave.
This is the best international practices of how governance is meant to be seen in the global world entirely. So I must commend the federal government, commend the president, commend the Inspector General of Police and the Police Service Commission. Sometimes we don't know that there is Police Service Commission that have they have some responsibility to checkmate all these issues. We just go to the highest office and pour all the old blames on the president. No. They are hierarchy. They are Police Service Commission that look into these matters to checkmate the activities of these police officers. The ones that are doing the right thing, the ones that are doing the wrong thing, checkmate them and put them where they are supposed to be. So let me commend the IGP once again. They've done a great job.
And may I say that this action should not just be to Abakari alone. We have seen so many other politicians who were indicted, but they decamp to a certain party, and they were appointed into position of leadership. Until today, we can't hear about those indictments. No investigation has been done on it and all that, and it's left like that. I don't think that is the right thing. Yeah. There are ministers today who were indicted in previous work they've done in the previous offices they have served, and they were indicted. They have been seen to have been, done certain things that were not right, some corrupt practices, but they decamp into certain parties and up the matter just like that, dismissed.
Yeah, according to the former APC national chairman, he states that come to APC and all your sins will be forgiven. But I think Nigeria we have now, they are at alert. They are no more sleeping. So you can't just, those things that were happening before come to APC, we are watching and we are seeing it. So I don't think it will be as easy as it was then.
But I want to make for us to have some level of caution.
Okay.
Why I'm saying that is that it is too, when we look at the way you are looking at it, I think it may be too it might be too specific to be general.
Okay.
Or in some cases, it might be too general to be specific. And I will tell you why. I know people who have moved from a party, from this party or that party to APC, and they were jailed. There is Daria in prison. There is another one there too. There were two of them. Reverend Jolly Yame.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an APC member. He's in Kuje prison. The other guy is in Kuje prison. This guy from Abia, is it Abia? Yes.
Okay.
He was jailed until the court said no. The case is still on. I don't think that everybody who comes over to that place, I mean, because there were a lot of rogues in APC, in as much as there were a lot of rogues, even in PDP, that are even serving in one way or the other. So I just want us to be a little bit careful so that we don't just generalize to say, oh, once you move into APC, oh, your sins are forgiven. I don't think so. We might be too.
Well, it was not a statement.
No,
it
not
was
me,
the
not me,
statement
sir. I am
of
quoting the national
former national chairman.
No, he said, no, sir, for somebody in that, position.
You might be cutting him out of context.
No, that was what he said, sir.
He might be saying, oh, come over. We will now become our friends. It doesn't even
Sir, for you to say something like that, definitely, that's the meaning. That's what you are insinuating.
All right, I think that this topic is broad. It will be a topic for another day. Okay. I will bring you to studio again for discussion. Gentlemen and our viewers, that's all the headlines we can take. This morning, we shall be going on a short break, and when we return, we'll be looking at the topic for discussion: insecurity, kidnapping, and killings in Nigeria. Please stay tuned.
We're outside the Nigerian embassy here in Dublin to hold a vigil for two main reasons.
Is it only me?
We want to publicly remember the large number of Christians, over 2,000 Christians, who have been martyred in the Middle Belt region of Nigeria over the past 2 years, to honor their memory. And we're also here as Christians in Ireland to gather together and call on the Nigerian government once again. We appeal to the Nigerian government to take effective action to stop this violence.
This here is Esther Khatun. She was killed on the 14th of September 2019. Esther and her husband were asleep when herdsmen broke into her home in Bagoba, Kaduna State, and Esther was abducted, and even though her family paid a ransom for her, she was found dead.
These 2,000 people who've paid the ultimate price for their faith in Christ Jesus, they are our heroes in the faith, and we will not forget them. Their lives matter to us and to God.
You're welcome back, and in case you are just joining us, this is now streaming on ACNNTV. You can also join the conversation through our phone lines or our various social media platforms now showing on your screen. Insecurity in Nigeria is a social phenomenon that we're yet to see the end of it. Nigeria faces increased security across the country, ranging from mass abductions at schools, kidnappings for ransom, armed conflict between herdsmen and farmers, armed robberies, and various insurgencies. This has caused a drag on growth and job creation. Viewers, with this, we welcome you to the discussion segment where we'll be looking at insecurity, kidnapping and killings in Nigeria. Today, our guest will be enlightening us on this topic. You're welcome once again, Arakunre Femi Adefemiwa.
Thank you.
And Comrade Virgins Oyenze.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Now, I'm going to start with Arakunre.
Okay.
Sir, the continuous report of insecurity in Nigeria is devastating. What is your view about the level of insecurity in this country?
What is insecurity? It is like a state of being unsafe. It's a state of being, no confidence, lack of protection, and so on and so forth. That is insecurity. And there are a lot of things that could have been responsible for that.
Yeah.
We should note that, yes, it's not peculiar to any nation. There's no nation that is free of some level of insecurity. But in a situation where you have a country, out of 173 countries that had what I would call security index, and you have Nigeria representing about 161 on that table.
Wow.
It's a shame. Where we are now classified alongside Afghanistan, Iraq, and so on and so forth. It is a shame. So many reasons. If you want me to go into why we have these problems, it is not only national; it's also transnational. Because we look at Boko Haram, for instance, it is not only in Nigeria that is happening. They operate even in Cameroon. They operate in Chad. They operate in Niger, and so on. No, not in Niger, in Chad rather, and even in Niger, in Mali, all over. There are a lot of this ISWAP stuff happening all over that place. So you could see that it is transnational. The problem we had in Iraq, actually, Iraq melted. Sorry, not Iraq, Libya. Libya melted, which is just around the corner here. The armories were let loose. Soldiers that were trained, everybody was let loose. And that's why you have all these incursions of arms and ammunition, to the extent that even those we call bandits, not soldiers, bandits, were able to shoot down a jet fighter. I don't know whether anybody got that, the implication of that. Bandits shooting down a jet fighter, not even a chopper, not a helicopter, a fighter. I mean, then we know we are in a serious mess in this country. We are in a very, very serious mess. It wasn't like this before. It wasn't this much. But when President got there, the incumbent president got there, it ballooned. It wasn't this much. So bad now that you can't even travel. So much. I mean, people kidnap now for ransom, which is basically economic. I mean, you are a much more younger person. I'm sure you will have thousands of mates of yours that up to today, probably like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, that have not got anything doing.
Sure.
Now, that is happening. And what do? You say, you are not going to die. So, if I can kidnap X and ask for some money, I'll be able to run myself.
Why not going?
Why not go into it? So a lot of these things is as a result of economic problem, which is traceable to the present government. If the economy is much more better, faring much more under Jonathan, I'm not a fan of Jonathan, President Jonathan, but under Jonathan it wasn't this bad. People are still moving around all over the place. But today you cannot. If you are going to Lafayette here today, you probably have to fast for some days before you can go.
All right. So, Comrade, what do you think is the cause of insecurity in Nigeria?
Insecurity. The 1999 Constitution, as amended, states that the security and the welfareism of the citizens shall be the primary purpose of the government.
Absolutely.
So everything I want to say today, first and foremost, is the problem and the way the government is handling the whole issue. So I'm saying in totality that the government have failed us in the security apparatus of this sovereign nation called Nigeria. And like I stated here before, I feel if they want to sort the issues out, if they want to stop it, they can. That is just the gospel truth. Our seniors, our fathers, they are of the view that once the government wants to sort insecurity issues out in less than 1 week, in less than whatever time, since they've made up their mind to do it, they will do it. So I feel the government they know why they are leaving or allowing this thing linger. Like Daddy said, it has been like this before now, but not as deadly, as worst presently. So I think the federal government have a big role to play in this. And
So
if they want to stop
is it government? Is it politics? Is it religion? Is it ethnic?
Yeah, in one way, yes. In the bigger picture of it, I would say it's the government. Now, in one side again, I would still say it's political. The other side again, I would still say it's also
Serving religious undertone.
yes,
as well.
under it, because the way they are putting up all these their Islamic agenda issues presently, the way they are carrying it. Of recent, there was a statement by Mama Daura. I don't know, maybe you've heard of it, about Mama Daura of this security issue, that they will still, in abstract, what Apple is trying to talk about is they will still, the northern zone will still remain in power, that there is no need for rotation of power to the south. And,
We're talking about competence.
Yes, competence, that there is no need for the rotation of power of recent. For crying out loud. We know that it is not written in the constitution, but then it's a gentleman agreement for us to understand, to be able to carry this other region along, that okay, they are part of this country. But no, you are still insisting indirectly, telling us that it is still going to be maybe from the north, the presidency. How are you going to expect those from the south feel? Would they be happy still being part of this country? No, they won't be happy. So that's what I'm telling you, is still part of ethnic religious undertone under it. If not, that statement from that man, because he's a very powerful man in this country, whether you like it or not, he's a very, very powerful man. So if such a person of that caliber can mention in the public, in the BBC Hausa program, if he can mention that, and I think it has a very, very
yes, I would like to add to it briefly.
Yes.
We will be deceiving ourselves if we are putting it's not a mono, how will I put it now? It's not a single source problem. Economic,
is there
social,
it's social, ethnic,
religion,
That's what
then
I said.
transnational. Those are the bits and pieces. It's a lie if everybody is telling you that, it's not religion, it's not ethnic.
No.
I mean, why do we have Leah there today?
Yeah.
Why is Leah still in captivity?
Exactly.
If it is not religious, why is he there?
So with that, sir, looking at this, will you say, looking at the attack on Christian-dominated areas, particularly in the Middle Belt communities, that is the central region of the country, will you say that this fight is against Christians in the north? And what will the church do, or is the church doing enough to ensure that they step in to this fight?
Yes, thank you very much. This fight, especially in the north, is, to me, is largely religious. And I will tell you why. It's against the Christians or against Muslims, which they believe are not the core Muslims.
exactly.
Yes. Yeah. So if anybody is going around to say, no, it's not that. It is not only here. I'm sorry, but then we all know that the Islamic faith, what they've been doing, not only in Nigeria,
It has always been.
Go to Iraq, even currently, go to Iraq.
It has always been the system.
Yes. Go to Iraq, go to Egypt, around the corner here. A lot of Christians are being killed, are being sent away. They are moving from where they were. They will be attacking their churches and so on and so forth. And a lot of places, sir. Look at even Turkey today. Turkey used to be a Christian enclave.
Yes.
A lot of places. Syria used to be a Christian enclave. But I am disappointed, really, in what the Christian leaders are doing. Not only in Nigeria, even all over the world. I'm disappointed that the Pope, the last Pope, not the current one.
Yes.
Pope Paul or something.
Pope John Paul.
Pope John Paul, yes.
The second.
Could go. He was in Middle East, and he went into a mosque.
Oh, are you talking about the Benedict?
Was it Benedict?
Benedict
Not the
was
current one.
The current
Benedict.
one is Francis.
Yeah,
Benedict.
Benedict. It was Benedict. I went in there. My own Bible tells me something different. My own Bible tells me the only way is through Jesus Christ. If I now have a religion that is saying, no, we don't believe in, he was just an ordinary prophet, he did not die, he wasn't born by God, and so you are attacking the fundamental of my own faith. I don't believe when people say we are all serving the same God. To me, we are not. Because my own Bible tells me, if you go to your Revelation, it says, if you add to this thing, a curse be unto you. That's Revelation 18:22, I think. If you add anything to the content of this book, a curse be unto you. If you take anything out of it, a curse be unto you. And my own Bible tells me the only way is through Jesus Christ. So we, or Christians, let me put it that way, Christians wherever they are around the world, should stand up to fight against anybody that is threatening the religion. It should be free. I'm not saying if you want to worship Babalawo, go ahead and do it. If you want to do what, but for goodness sake, allow me to do my own. Why should you force?
So what you mean is,
Yes.
is not that Christians should fight, but Christians should defend themselves, because in our own scriptures, we
Yes.
don't go about looking for.
Yes.
But where fight has come to you, Christians should rise up and defend themselves.
Of course, you need to be
so that
ready.
you don't allow yourself to be killed.
Yes.
Exactly. You got it, sir.
Yes.
Because Jesus Christ even said that you should be, I think it's Jesus Christ, you should be wise as the serpent and be gentle as the dove.
As the dove.
He did not say you just be gentle as the dove.
Watching them, let them come and take
they kill you. No.
No. You need to be proactive.
Yeah.
All right, so that would take us to one other issue right now. That is, the rise of foodstuff in the market is alarming. It's a problem now. Do you think that it is because of the insecurity in the country that has actually caused that problem?
Of course, it's part of it.
Things you know that is usually within certain price, it is now triple.
Of course, it's part of it, sir. I must say it's part of it. As a bachelor, sometimes I go to the market. I was shocked when I got there of recent, and the price of something I used to get for maybe 5 naira is now 20 naira. For crying out loud. The next thing is just to look at the government and say, God, why is this thing happening?
Yeah.
But we must say the truth that insecurity is part of the reasons why the price, the inflation of price in so many foodstuff in the market is because of
I'm
that.
sure you have watched that video of certain individuals cutting down crops in the farm.
Okay.
That was a video trending. Corn that were, almost getting to mature level were cut down. Some of them were seen to be herdsmen who were cutting them down. So with that kind of attitude, of course, you know that things will go very high.
Right.
So unless something is done, it's going to be very difficult this coming year. Yes, sir, you wanted to...
Yes, I wanted to say something. The comrade said, I don't know if the comrade has given, he said part of the reason why food is expensive is insecurity also. To me, I will actually even say
it's total.
Almost total.
Almost total, yeah.
I mean, let me tell you, we bought plantain, pieces, 6, 1,800 naira.
6?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pieces, 1,800. We left the place, and the guy didn't bother. We had to go back to say, okay, all right, bring it. He even said that, sir, even it's 2,000, but he just gave it to you.
Yeah, to help you.
To help me. So, yes. So if herdsmen will not allow people to farm.
Yeah.
If people are now living in IDPs, they can't do their farming, they can't do everything. It's just about demand and supply. The supply is not coming, then what's going to,
So quickly, sir, let me still remain with you.
Yeah.
What do you think are the possible solutions to insecurity in this country?
Nigeria?
I know this subject of solution, we can discuss it in this program. We need a hold of episode to discuss that.
Yeah. I think briefly, the first and foremost is good governance.
Good governance.
Yes.
So everything rise and falls.
Yes. that
on
that
a
is,
leader.
is on top there. If we have a very good leader in this country, a lot of things will change. You know, there will be much more employment, isn't it? And when you have a lot of people much more employed, it is difficult for people to not be kidnapping, or it will be reduced to the barest minimum, kidnapping for ransom. If you have a lot of guys that are employed, you've got to see that most guys are nothing doing. You went to school, you've spent so many years with your degrees and so on, and there's nothing for you to do. That's number one, sir. The second aspect of it is that we just have to be smart enough to look at how do we create more employment in this country. How do we
When
do
people
that?
are busy
Yes.
earning their living.
Yes. And thirdly, we also have to look at it. If you a perceived ethnic domination, people will react.
Exactly.
Where I come from, they will tell you even sheep that hasn't got horns. If you lock it up in a room and you start chasing it, at a point the sheep will face you.
Yes, yes.
They want to hit you. So, sir, I mean, why do we have the Bohos of today?
Security.
Oh, is it not? It's not because of the passive ethnic domination.
Yes.
It is.
Because they were killing
it's
his
killing
people,
people, and he has to react to that. You know,
And they were not looking at his reaction on the problem. They are seeing him as
A rebel.
as a rebel,
Yeah.
as someone that is committing felony.
I mean, Kanu was there during Jonathan, and before then, it wasn't this bad.
No, it wasn't.
Why? How do they? Because some people now believe that it is a birthright. They can do anything, religion-wise, job-wise, and everything. That's why I gave kudos to what happened. This two guy, this our DCP this.
Okay, the new,
Because
the new-
usually, sir, normally what we have seen, we have just seen one Alhaji Kineko Mohammed Baba has replaced Abakari. I was surprised when I saw. I said, "Oh, okay, maybe."
Someone from Yoruba extraction.
Oh,
right?
can you imagine?
Maybe because the president is not
He's not in the country.
He's not in the country. I'm just saying. Personal.
Who told you that our Baba Kekere, I mean, the vice president, of course, will not do anything unless he will call his master.
So that is it. All right. So that is it. You've mentioned quite some things, and I hope that the government or people in authority are listening. They should take care of this, because when federal character is jettisoned
Yeah.
aside, and then the person in the helm of affair is doing whatever he likes, you will continue to have agitation. And if you don't stop, agitation may continue.
Yeah.
It will.
You cannot stop it. This thing cannot just stop just like that until you pay attention, because we can't have a country where only certain tribes are the one that it seems to be.
Oh.
No.
And so
It
you open
doesn't
your.
work that way.
You're now telling us that every Fulani from Futajalon Island, from Gambia,
They are your
from
cousins.
wherever, they are
They're
Nigerians.
your cousins, yes.
They can come over here. A governor telling us that. So, I mean, why wouldn't that be insecurity? So anybody just comes from the north and with their arms and everything, they are let into the country and they come here. So much that they have infiltrated all the southern part of the country.
All right, and comrade, do you think that is something masses themselves can do? Because some of the things that have just been said is basically what government should do to be able to stop this insecurity. Talking about these kidnappings that is going on in the country, do you think citizens have a role to play in stopping it?
Yeah,
Do you think there will be need for rise in citizen journalism, where you see something, you say something?
Exactly. That's where I'm also going to. The only thing they need to do is with this slogan you just mentioned now, which is see something, say something, and nothing more. Because you saying they should go beyond that, for crying out loud, you need to be alive first. Protect yourself first. Have security first. Security should be alive first before you can do what? Before you can now help the nation at large. So I wouldn't say, and they don't have the permission to carry arms presently. The other day,
So you think it will be a good move for us to be licensed to have our own guns?
Of course.
So that when he is coming, you should know that I have one.
Of course, you are prepared. Let's be proactive. Let's get ready. Let's be ready and face this thing that are coming before us. We can't just continue losing our friends, our family. to the cold arms of death, for crying out loud. It's very, very painful. It's very painful, and the federal government are not doing anything to it. So what are we going to do? Then the minister said the other day that we can protect ourselves.
Defend ourselves.
Then the other was just complicated issues. Just tell us, we'll borrow money and go and get the guns. And we'll get ready.
All right. Before I will come to Arakunre, this question now is specifically for the comrade. Okay. And with due respect to Arakunre, it seems that the older generation is somehow disappointing us, the youth. Do you think this is the right time for the youth to rise up for active politics so that we can, since they don't want to help us, let's help ourselves?
Hey, politics. If I start talking about politics, we will not live here today. First of all, according to Harold Dwight Laswell, he states that politics, simple definition, that it is who gets what, when, and how. One of the greatest philosophers in the political world that we have. Now, saying, is this the right time? This question would have come long time ago, not even now. Coming now, we are late, sir.
The youth are late, are sleeping, right?
We are late.
So you guys are sleeping?
No, we are late.
We are sleeping.
No, because according to Senator Eze Ajoku, he said in the just concluded youth conference, because we invited him to come and speak with us, he said that these old men, they will not sit down and give you power on a platter of gold
until
you come there.
They don't give you power
at all. You will hand it, you will grab it, you will cut it short. He made reference to the Bible where it said the kingdom of God is by violence. He made reference that day. I'm quoting him. So you have to go. You don't sit one place. So we need to. It's high time we started to think about this thing called politics, because the way or the way of life that you live is being determined by politics. It's being determined by government. There is no two ways about it. And how do we go about these things? It's not just sitting in social media and start talking, lamenting, this one is that. No, get involved.
All right.
Come out.
So go and gather your youth.
Sir, I'm still coming now. I'm still coming. Let me talk
because we're out
thing.
of time.
Okay,
quickly.
okay.
In few,
yes,
few,
they need
few
to
seconds.
come out. They should stop social media political talks and come out and get things done. Go to your ward level, engage them, participate, get your PVC so you can take these people out of government, because they won't give you on a platter of gold. They are all aged. They are old. The best thing they could do is just to put in their relations there. They won't call you as a vibrant youth that they know that, okay, you have ideology for nation building, for this great country called Nigeria. I have hope in Nigeria, but the system is not making us, is not making our hopes come into reality. But I'm very optimistic that Nigeria will be great, but we need to get things done the right way.
So, by the way, the exercise for voters registration is ongoing, and the youth in this country are of the greater
yes, number.
They are greater in number, so they can go out. Let them go back to the ward level, register. Those who want to actually be members of the political party, go and be a card-carrying member and participate. Get your PVC so that when 2023 comes, we can go out and then do the needful.
The youths are not ready. Unfortunately, we don't have time.
Sir, we are ready.
You are not.
No, sir. No, sir.
We are not ready, right?
No, we are ready, sir.
Not.
No, that I won't take that one, sir.
All right.
And if you are there, I mean, what
again, this is one topic I'm going to invite you to tell us why you think that the youth are not ready.
We are ready, sir. We are ready.
All right, sir.
We tell us what Kanu and all those young guys that were in government, what they did.
All right.
Youths.
Should the church
Yes.
also be an active agent or organization in our nation political system?
Yes. In the medieval times or in the olden times, you usually have what we call the state and the church. Okay? But at the point, even there was no separation between the state and the church. You know, all the Roman kings and all they were everything.
Exactly.
You know. I think like they say, the man dies, or let me put it in a different way. Posterity will not forgive those who, in the case of injustice, decide to remain silent.
Yeah.
If you remain silent, it's an acquiescence. You are agreeing with what is happening. So the church has the authority, not only the spiritual now, they have the authority to speak out against any injustice in the country. Not only speaking out, they must even encourage members of the church to go into politics and get things done.
Exactly.
The church cannot just be sleeping. That's the way I will look at it. The church is sleeping. It's not be so.
All right, quickly.
let me add
that will be your last word.
My last word.
Yes, in
politics.
30 seconds, and then I'll get to him.
Let me
his
say
last
this.
word.
Let me say this. That the church have a big role. Yes, a big role to play in the political atmosphere of this great nation, because you use the pulpit to address people. That's another platform to talk to the congregation.
The last Bible study for the Church of Nigeria before this one was purely on leadership and politics.
Okay.
And that was, I think it was 2019 Bible study. It was actually on that. So the church is trying its best.
Yes, I
and
think
most
that's
people
coming
that are in politics are actually Christians that belongs to church. Or it's just that the moment they get into political positions,
they get something.
They forget about
They get something.
Christians. They forget about the agenda of being Christians.
The purpose why they were there.
Yeah, exactly. So please go ahead.
So they have a big role to play in this. And we want to use this opportunity to also oblige our priests to help us, even the youth, to encourage us while talking to us, why make them understand. Because you see these great men and these, will I say, the politicians now, the only people they can respect very, very well is what? Their priest and their babalawo. Research has made me to understand that no, that's the truth. The people they respect, that they listen to, is their priest and their babalawo, the ones that are into all those the angle. So with this, they can use the opportunity to talk to them and make them understand that let them go there and they should not be deterred and leave the purpose why they got into politics, and focus on a godly way of doing politics for the betterment of the church.
All right, thank you so much for the betterment of the church. Yes, sir. Your last word in 30 seconds.
Yeah, security-wise, I would say, like Chairman Mao Zedong said, if you want peace, you prepare for war.
Of course.
Let everybody be licensed to carry arms in this country.
Sure.
I would say that. That's number one. For the church, yes, the church can do much more better than what they are currently doing.
Okay.
They can do much more better.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for this.
Yeah, we invite you again. Thank you very much, sirs, for your time with us, for accepting to grace our invitation today. We hope to have you more on this program. We would definitely invite you, because there are some issues that has been raised. Yes. Viewers, this is where we call it a day for today's program. Till we come your way again, same time, same station tomorrow. Be a law-abiding citizen. Be vigilant, and if you see something, say something. And always report criminal acts to the appropriate authority, and do good at all times. Do well also to register for your voter's card if you haven't, and if you have registered, do well to get yours. God is the ultimate protector and deliverer. Therefore, put your trust in him. I am Smart Simon, and bye.